About 4 months ago, I got a job engineering for a label and publisher named APG, also known as Artist Publishing Group. This label is a brainchild of a record exec named Mike Caren. He was the foundation for artist careers including Bruno Mars, CeeLo Green, Flo Rida, Ava Max, Bozzy, the list goes on. It's absolutely nuts how much music this man is behind. And in the few short months of engineering here, I've been able to work with incredible artists and songwriters. Working for what's essentially a major record label, I've been able to see the inner workings of how these companies operate. So of course, I had to share some of the truths behind major record labels and to debunk a few myths as well. Truth number 1, labels are hungry to sign artists that have already developed their own followings. Now, most of us already know that, but this is where it gets interesting. They're not looking for followings as signs of easy money. What it is that larger followings and brand awareness is crucial data. It's data on how their music connects with audiences, what their markets are, and most importantly, the artist's work ethic. Sure, anyone can have tracks that go viral, but to be able to have consistently high streaming releases takes a lot of time in the studio and effort going into the artist's craft to be able to have that quality of music. Now, that size of a following is really only half the picture of when someone's scouting a new artist. The A&Rs and the label have to genuinely love the work of the artist as well before they make a decision to sign someone. That and knowing that the artist has a great work ethic, meaning they're going to be consistently writing great songs, becomes this triple threat of work ethic, great music, and brand awareness. And that turns into a great candidate for a potential signee. Now, here's truth number 2. Almost every song today has a team of at least 2 writers and 2 producers behind it. I'm sorry, but it irks me when people downplay the ability of an artist just because there's other writers on that song. The truth is, the concept of a performer writing their own music is fairly new and really was started and codified with Bob Dylan. Before him, composers would compose music to then give to other performers to play. And to prove my point, let's go back to all the classical composers who would actually write out their music and maybe perform it on the piano and conduct it, but then were assigning to a different orchestra and writing it for other people to perform. Of course, there's what we call 1%ers out there that handle production, writing, and all of it on their own. But for the most part, music is not made in a vacuum. And there's nothing wrong with that. In fact, it makes the music and the quality of the music that much better. While writers excel at writing, they may not be the best performers. And while a performer may be an incredible artist, they may not be the best songwriter. On top of that, having a team of people can offer you perspective and help a writer and artist access deeper parts of their craft they normally wouldn't be able to if they were in a vacuum. And even in some cases, the artist might actually get in the way of the process. So sometimes writers and producers just work on their own and then take the song to the artist to then get feedback after the fact. The best songs have often been made by the best teams. And lastly, truth number 3. This one's gonna be pretty controversial. So if it bugs you, comment and I'm down to debate. The whole picture of a big, bad, greedy record label is a complete myth. Of course, there are individuals out there that are opportunists, but the vast majority of the record label and the professionals within it truly care about the success of artists and helping to make great music. This whole illustration of the big, bad record companies really came out of the loud narratives of artists that got caught in bad record deals. Of course, bad news and bad reviews get a lot more attention than the good ones. Sure, there are some contracts out there where label execs were trying to take advantage of the artist. Happens in every single industry. But more often than not, these situations usually arise out of bad decision making, poor communication, and a lack of experience on either the manager's, labels, or the artist's part. And usually what happens, the artist forgets to read the contract. That's why it's really important, if you're going to pursue a career in music, to study up on your entertainment law. During my brief time at APG, I've been able to interface with A&Rs behind incredible artists, and everyone has been consistently kind and easy to work with. Most record industry professionals are like you and I. They're interested in pursuing music as their full-time career and want to be part of an industry that has the power to influence history. On top of that, they genuinely care about the success of their artists and want to see them grow. Because at the end of the day, the music industry is really tiny. And when one person wins, we all do. So I hope you enjoyed some of these fun facts and even felt a little bit challenged by them. I'm hoping that by sharing this information, it helps inspire you to continue pushing. The music industry is not as crazy as it may seem. And I believe there's a space for anyone that's consistent, tenacious, and dedicated to their purpose.